And welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is another Feature Friday with another one of our amazing, powerful, confident warrior women from this community. Today I have the pleasure of inviting and sharing this space together with Jez.
Hello, hello. Hi, Christina. Thank you so much. My pleasure as well.
So I'm very happy. Jez is an educator, a wellness educator. She's a friend, she's a mentor, she's a colleague, and she has a lot of information to share regarding lots of many things. And right now we want to share with you specifically some tips, some information regarding ways to boost your immune system naturally. So before we start, this is gonna be, of course, available for the next few days for you to leave a comment, to ask any questions you have to Jez or to me. And at the end, if you have any specific things you want to discover or to treat, you can book a free session, discovery session with me to guide you also on this holistic approach to your health or natural approach to your health and well-being. So, Jez, thank you for being here. You want to introduce yourself first, please?
Not much to say. I am just a normal woman who was seeking for the truth, who was trying to live my life the best way possible, especially when I became a mother, since one more responsibility was added to my plate, right? It's like, okay, now it's not only about me. I gotta be a better woman because I need to be there for my daughter, and I want her to look up and see a person, that can guide her. So probably my journey of developing myself in a more conscious way started along with my motherhood. And when you start seeking, things happen, right? And you start finding, because you are looking for some signs, and you are more aware. And this is how pretty much I became deep inside what I call the pillars of life, where what I call, the main things that we need to start putting our attention on. Because for many, many years, I think that we put our attention on the wrong things. So let's bring back our awareness and start taking care of what's really important. And I do believe, and I think that you will agree with me, that in this moment in history, health is the new wealth. And this is why this interview today, this chatting that we're going to have, is meant to inspire some people and just, start taking care of ourselves. I don't think that we are going to discover anything new. I believe that pretty much everybody knows, but we do need the reminders and we do need the reflections, right?
Yeah, I love that. Definitely. There are many things that we already know, and maybe because we are facing so many challenges, there are so many things going on, we are not necessarily thinking clearly, because when we are under a lot of stress, which most people are going through, our focus, our intelligence decreases. It's an effect of stress. So definitely being able to connect with the most important thing right now, as you said, the most important thing that we have, and I'm so grateful every day that I'm healthy, that my family is healthy, and being aware and finding ways to support our health and our immune system. And that's why that's why we did this live today. So just tell us a bit more. What are some tips or some ways we can take care of our immune system or our overall health right now with all this situation in the world?
Well, as you introduced yourself as a holistic coach, right? And you and I, like we are playing in the same league that we say. um, I do think that we need to start understanding that we cannot separate our physical body from our emotions, our state of mind, and then how we connect with our higher selves, with something that is bigger than my person, my being, this kind of energy that you can call it whatever you feel comfortable calling it. It might be God, or it might be the source, a higher energy. So starting with the body, I'll say that we need to start honoring our time to rest, because we've been on the doing, and I blame myself to do this. I have such long to do list some days that I am compromising my resting time because I need to get things done, right? And we forget to put ourselves in the to-do list, right? Okay, I have to do me, right? And we are not resting properly. Besides, sometimes we don't even have the proper atmosphere to rest, right? We have all the technology around, and we have sounds and lights, and we need to start paying more attention. We don't. I don't think that we are aware enough of the importance of having a nice resting time, because if we did, our days will be different. I cannot function. My family knows. I mean, there are some heroes around me that they don't sleep and they do pretty good, at least apparently. But to me, I need to rest. I do need to have my mind, to just unplug, and my body needs to reset. And this is how we heal. I mean, we know when we feel sick, the first thing that our body is asking us to do is like, okay, I cannot move, I need to rest, I need to go to bed, I need to sleep. Is when our energy regenerates, when our cells heal. So that's the first one that I'll say that we need to start taking care of. And if you are not resting, try to solve that. Another thing I'll say is to drink water. And water is, such a powerful energy, and we can also empower that water. We already know that water gets the message, right? We know Dr. Emoto, with all the research that he did, that water reacts to whatever we say. We are the 75-80% of water. So many people are talking to their waters before they drink in, just to empower it and speak life to that. Sunlight is super important, and not sure if in Ecuador you're still in quarantine, or we are, like slowly getting out. But I found myself like at home not having high, sunlight for the longest time. And you can tell my daughter was pale, I said, oh my goodness, sun is light, literally. So nutrition, of course, we know that we need to eat live things, like live food, that it's not not canned, not
Processed or
processed,
cooked. Yeah.
all these kinds of things. And of course, exercise. We need to move our bodies. And then this is a discovery that I made a few years ago, that I thought, well, I'm healthy, and I eat pretty good, and I take care of myself, so I don't need any supplements. And that was a false belief, because even though we're trying to eat as healthy as we can, our food, you know, does not have all the nutrients that we need, and it doesn't have the quality that it used to have a few years ago. So sometimes eating healthy and organic is not enough. So I will encourage people to start looking at some possible supplements that they can start consuming, because we do need an extra boost for the kind of life that we all have. And I will say, for example, these are one of my favorites. These inner defense pills. They are absolutely natural. They are based on essential oils like oregano and frankincense and lemon, thyme. So these are plants that have the property of helping our body to stay, high, to stay healthy, to tell ourselves. I always say that, it's like the cells need a reminder. Hey, this is the way. You gotta go over there. So this is why you need an extra help, especially in these hectic times, right? Where we are truly pushing ourselves in so many ways, not only physically, but also mentally and all the stress.
I love
So,
what you are saying. And maybe I can add something there because what you are saying has a lot to do with stress levels again. And we say, yeah, right, exercise, eat healthy, sleep enough, drink water. But what little people realize is that it is otherwise we are not disconnecting from this fight or flight mechanism. So we're
mhm.
not like this in alert, and when we're like this in alert mode, or fight or flight mode, survival mode, we are just focusing our energy. Our body is prepared to defend us from outside uh, challenges or situations, or yeah, defend us, protect us, and it's not taking care of our immune system. And right now, with so many things going on outside, we are definitely like this. Plus the doing that you mentioned at the beginning.
Mhm.
So I love that you mentioned all these ways of taking our care of our health ourselves. But as you said, we've come to a point where most people are not even aware that they are going through acute stress. Like it's there all the time. And definitely one of the biggest threats right now, because of the situation in the world, is that we don't realize how much our body is needing our support. And so I love that you are introducing all these additional things that I am learning about also.
Mhm.
So yes, please.
And
uh
talking about water, you can also add a drop of lemon essential oil. For example, I know many people are starting their days with some squeezed lemon juice in their water, because we do know that it's a great way to detox, and start cleaning your system first thing in the morning. I also add some minerals uh, to my water. This is the way I start my day. But many people do not drink water because it's like too boring, right? So if you start adding some flavor, but natural flavor that also had have this ability to detox and bring some energy, it's gonna be great. So going to our minds, Christina, um, we need to take care of our minds. There is a sentence that I love, and it's not mine. I believe that I heard it from Bob Proctor, our, big Bob Proctor, that he said, "There's no way you can win in your life if you don't win first in your mind." And when we cannot control our minds, we go crazy. And we all have been there, and we see people that are there, and your mind is going, in circles. And at some point, we need to start taking care of that. So finding ways to stop and relax, it's fantastic. I know that you meditate and that you have different offers for people, to start doing these routines and this habit. But I cannot stress this enough. I mean, our minds will take us to the point where we want to be. So everything that we see around, we created first in our minds. So when our minds go all the time in circles, and normally they go where our worries are, where we have some issues, problems, things to solve, then there's no way that we can create the life that we want, right? This is exactly the thing that you said. I mean, if you live in survival, then you have no time, no energy, no creativity to create anything else because you are there all the time. So what is another way, Christina, this time I'm going to ask you that you use with the people that you help? I don't know if you call it patients or, you know, just your clients, or, you know,
Yeah.
what are other ways that you use to help them to just take care of their minds?
I love what you said. And I'm just going to add something I just recently also heard from a scientist. She said that what we think is creating or is affecting our attitude towards the things that happen to us. And that really is determining everything in our life. So she also put it from the other side. We also look at it from quantum physics and all these other approaches. So one of the things that I do with clients, in order to make them aware that we are not our thoughts, that we can be the seers, or we can observe our thoughts, observers of our thoughts, is mindfulness practices, getting them back to the now, getting them now to back to recognize that they are thinking on automatic, like you said, like, and that is just programming or coming from echoes from the past. And mindfulness is wonderful to get you present, to get you aware of what you are, where you are right now, instead of these thoughts that are going crazy like this, creating scenarios that are not even there, believing in these, all these crazy things that are going on right now. Especially people can just go into fear mode or victim of fear, which is another way our immune system lowers, or we start vibrating low. So mindfulness, and by mindfulness, I would support with mindfulness meditations. Um, Reiki is another of the tools that I support clients with. Essential oils, of course, as you said. I do a lot of aromatherapy and support with
Yes.
emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And for the mental part, because going back to mental, I do challenges. I support people with more awareness with what stress is, stress management. And other tools that I have include tapping. So
Yeah, I'd like to go there in a second when we start talking about emotions as our third point in the conversation. About our minds, I just think that this is a process, and we we need to go step by step. Just start being conscious of what's going on inside. So, another tool that we can use to be aware of what's, you know, in our minds is to start writing everything that crosses our minds, or at least that it's we are conscious that it's impacting us, right? So if you can carry a little notebook and you can start being aware of, you know, all these thoughts of fear, of anxiety, of frustration, of sadness that are coming to your mind all the time, that's the first step to then stopping them and rewire, right? This is what we want. We need to rewire, and this is how I know you work, and this is how I also work, just trying to get the other side, right? So if I am thinking whatever, I'm lacking, so I need to connect with the abundance of whatever I think that I'm lacking. And this is where we start seeing ourselves from the other side, right? From the side that we do think that we were all created, and it's, you know, just to thrive, just to have a wonderful life. But life is a school, and every day we have different subjects that we need to pass, and some exams are harder than others, and sometimes we need to retake the exam, right? And this is how it is, and it's okay. It's just a matter of learning. We are here to learn. So for our audience, my call to action today is, what's the story that you believed? I had this conversation with my husband, and it's a powerful conversation, you know, like what is the story that I believe that is holding me back and it's not letting me move where I want to go. And just change the story. You can rewrite that, and reality, it's always subjective. So change it. There are many things in our story that we can look and we can see it from another perspective. So change that perspective, start feeling peace and forgiving whatever pain you have inside. Just look at what you learned and move on. So no more victims here, no more poor me, and just, you know, go with everything you have. So that ties very well with the emotional part of our lives, right, Christina?
Yes, I
Can you
love what
talk?
you said.
Yeah.
So briefly, summarizing what you said, it's about where we put our attention, being aware of putting our attention in the what we do want. So instead of being trapped or focused on media and all these horror stories, focus on what we do want, and also focus in our mind or realizing which stories or what things are there that we just keep recreating, and also creating the stories that we do want. I love that. Perfect.
So I was going to say that the emotional part of ourselves is conditioning more than we think. So as we, you know, have been talking since the beginning of this conversation, we know that everything is related. So we cannot put emotions aside and said, okay, you know, I don't feel like dealing with this, because the emotional part is very, very important. I also say that emotions are teachers. So every time that I feel something, I need to listen, because this is teaching me something about myself, something about how I see life, something about how I approach life, and we need to pay attention. The moment that we don't pay attention, our body starts suffering. And this is not me saying it. Now we have lots of research as well. And the body is very smart. So what the body does is like, okay, sweetie, you cannot deal with the emotion right now because you're busy or you don't know how to do it, you don't have the tools. Let me do something for you. I am going to put this emotion maybe in the kidneys if it's fear, or maybe over your liver if it's anger, or maybe over your skin if it's criticism, right? And you start feeling the symptoms when you do not take care of that emotion for a while. And we normally go through the old route, and it's like, oh my goodness, you know, I have this over my skin, so let me have some medicine, or my kidneys, you know, let me have some medicine. And that's okay. I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't take care of the symptoms. Everybody will choose how to deal with that, but we are forgetting to go to the root. And if we don't deal with emotion, if we don't learn the lesson that that emotion came to our lives to teach us, then the symptom is not going to go away. It will come back. So it's very, very important that we try our best to start focusing a little bit on those emotions that we've been carrying. And the most difficult part to me is to find the emotion. So so yes, I don't feel very well, but I don't even know where to start. I mean, what is the emotion that I need to work on, right? So this is where people like you, like me, are here to help, and to guide people to start doing this journey of discovery, right? We also have amazing tools. I am now working very, very closely with this book, Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. And here you can go, if you already know the emotion, you can find what is the affirmation, the statement that will help you to go to the other side of the emotion, and also some oils that can help us to do this process, right? Today I brought forgiveness, for example, which is a very important emotion to work, because you cannot be happy, you cannot thrive if you hold back, this anger against a person. But what is important is that when you have this emotion clear, you can see what is the part of the body that is holding it. And many times people start understanding, like, oh, that's right, this is why, I had some pain there, or this is why I didn't feel very well. You can do it the other way around. If you already have something in your body that it's not working well, then you can see what is the emotion associated and start working with emotion. So there are many tools. I love that you do tapping, so maybe you can talk to us about that,
Sure.
because what's important is that people feel they have resources, they have tools, they have ways to do it. There's not only one way. I mean, today we have so many healers in our world, we have so many resources, so just go with the one that resonates with you, but do the work, right?
I love what you said. And I wanted to add something to the importance of recognizing and knowing that these negative emotions are part of life. And the negative and the positive are important. We just need to realize that the negative have a reason to be there instead of repressing them or trying to hide them or ignoring them. Because that's what get us sick first of all. And the other thing I just learned about, I don't know if you've heard about this, Jez, but the same as positive negative emotions, there are also feminine and masculine energies. So I think that it's more or less the idea of having this yin yang. We have both sides, and we need to learn how to work with those two parts that we have, emotions and energies, in order to thrive in life. And going back to emotions, the other thing, and I love that you mentioned how it affects our body, our physical bodies, so that it's a holistic approach. We're really working holistically at all levels of consciousness. Is that when we are not dealing with these negative emotions, we are vibrating low. And when we are vibrating low, it's not just about our physical health. We are vibrating low, so we are not, again, connected to our immune system. We are not able to protect ourselves because we are vibrating low. So we are more prone to disease. So there are so many things that are connected, and so important for us to take care of our thoughts, our emotions, our physical bodies. And now back to tapping. Yes, one of the tools that I use with clients, essential oils. And then also, of course, as I said, Reiki. And I also use tapping. Tapping is a way of working with the meridian system, with blockages in the energy field for the meridian system. It's based on Chinese acupressure and psychology. So we would work creating those blockages, recreating those blockages in the body or the energy system of the person, and then through tapping on different points in the body based on acupressure, we would be releasing those so that the energy can flow again, and that will help our body heal because it's connected with our nervous system, but it will also help our mind be connected with what we do want. So it's also a way to support our intentions or our goals, because without knowing, we are sabotaging what we want. So that's one of the ways I support people. And yeah, and as
We
you
do.
said,
I have a couple of things to add, but so are people, maybe they are not familiar with this technique. Can we do it just one time so people understand that it's super easy to do?
Sure. I have actually one that is tapping and is perfect for stress. So it's like energy healing and tapping. So what we do is we just rub our hands to connect again with this energy. And then we will rub our hands till the back of our head, our ears, sorry, and then just breathe. Take a deep breath. You move your hands behind your ears, all the way back to your back of your shoulders, where we hold a lot of stress. And then again, another deep breath. And then we go down to our heart chakra, connect mind and heart. And then another deep breath. And now that we've let go of that stress, we tap. And this is the easiest tapping. We just tap here. This tapping point allows us to connect with joy. So it's just, I am joy. I am joyful. And we can keep doing this many times when we need to connect again with joy. It's just going back to doing this. There are different ways of working with EFT tapping. There are whole circuits, and it depends on how deep the blockage is. And there are ones that go focus first on the negative and then the positive. I do rounds that are first disconnecting all the negative. And this is a very, very short, easy tapping exercise that I think that is easier for people to just do. Okay, breathe, 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 and then just tap. That's it. Because
the EFT that you mentioned stands for emotional
freedom technique.
Freedom technique. Yes.
Yes.
So it's very interesting because once you start like pulling the string, you see that everything is related. And as I said, even though you might go and take the Reiki round or the tapping round or the meditation round, at the end, all of them, you know, have similar points. And even this book that I was mentioning, right, talks about emotional points and where we are holding our energy. And I know they are the same as the tapping when we are tapping, right? So it's very interesting. I wanted to add a couple of things about what you were saying before. And it's funny because yesterday I sent my newsletter and I was talking about this duality, right? That we were raised in a world that was teaching us you cannot have everything, you gotta choose, it's gonna be this or that, right? And we were all the time having to choose among white or black, this or this. And now I feel that we are entering in this new paradigm of yes and. So we are the feminine and the masculine. And as we started this conversation, you told me, Jess, how are you? And I said, I am many things at once. I cannot choose just one word, right? Because I am happy and I am sad, you know, for certain things that are happening in my life. And I believe that it's very important that we start teaching our minds to do that, that we don't have to choose all the time for everything, and that we need to teach our children that they can feel many different things at the same time. And we are constantly accepting this duality, but because when we blend the polarity of life, is like, okay, we hold everything together, we accept you know, both polarities, both sides, both extremes, and then with that we live, you know, because sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, you know, where do I go? And I believe that that has ended, and we are now just accepting the whole, that is inside everything that is around us. So thank you for bringing that again. There's this masculine and feminine, this positive and negative, because everything is together. We do live in this a world of night and day. So we are now trying to understand that it is all at once. We can have it all. One of my dualities at this moment is how to deal with change and at the same time have stability, right? And I want to put them together. I don't want to say, okay, so I either change or I either have stability in my life. No, I want to change at the same time that I feel stable and I feel, that I have some things to hold on to. So there are many, many things. We were talking about resting. How can I be active and at the same time rest? I do need that. How can I be firm and at the same time flexible? So embracing those parts, I think that it's going to be key for these times that we are now living.
I
And
would just have to say something. Sorry. There
sure,
is,
sure.
yeah, I interviewed a few weeks ago Belen and Mio Santana. They are doing something on feminine and masculine energies, which is something that has to do a lot with this. Do I rest or do I do? Do I work or do I do this? Feminine or masculine? And no, it's about working with that duality and knowing what to work when. So just that you can
Yes,
find
the
their
work
interview.
part is a big one, because I was raised like, okay, before having fun, you need to work, right? First finish your responsibility and then go have fun. And now I'm like, what if I have fun while working, And this is the life that I am creating right now. I mean, I less and less and less live in a Monday to Friday thing, waiting for holidays or weekends. I blend my life and I am constantly working and I'm constantly having fun because I do have fun while working and I am, trying to create this new way of life. So yes, I do think that that could be a very nice tip for people listening. Then you mentioned something, and I'm rescuing, the comment that you did before. And when tapping into this immune system that is related to the energy that we have when we are vibrating high or vibrating low, this is very important. The vibration of our bodies, we have different vibrational frequencies, our physical body, electrical body, but basically our energy is impacted by anything that is around us. And what we think is impacting our energy, what we feel is impacting our energy, what we eat, the people we are around, all the electronics, all the news, everything is impacting our energy. What we need to understand is that we do we are energy. We are energy. So once you understand that and you connect with the energy that created you, it will be the same energy that will heal you. So there is a sentence that I learned with Joy Dispenza that I've been doing several seminars with him. He was a chiropractor at the beginning of his career, and then he became a neuroscientist. And I've learned so much about meditation and quantum physics with him. And he says the same energy that created you will heal you. So we need to connect with that energy, and that brings me to the next point, that is the spirit as well. I mean, if we want to be powerful human beings, we need to connect with that energy and start being less matter, more energy. So we started saying we need to take care of our physical body. This is the matter, right? I need to take care of my organs. And then we understood that those organs are related to the way we feel and the way we think. So now we're moving up, right? We are starting tapping into that energy world, the world that we cannot see but exists. And now my last point for the conversation today was like, okay, you need to go farther, and you gotta go to that point where you cannot even maybe feel anything, think anything, you know, and it's just above ourselves and is the unknown. And uh, trying to connect with that energy that is the unknown, that we don't know much about it, but we do know that exists. It's gonna be key, a very important, crucial point to develop our highest potential, and that's you know those two words, you know, highest potential,
Higher self,
higher
our
self. Yeah, those are words that have been stuck in my mind, and it's like, okay, how I do connect with that, and how I live my life connected to this big purpose of doing the best I can, becoming the best you know, person,
version
human,
of your,
woman that I
yeah,
can, in just understanding that I I I am great, you know, connecting with this divine part of us. If we come from this energy, that means that that energy is inside us. So we do have
exactly.
the creating energy. We do have the divine energy. So at least this is how I see it, and I like our people that are watching to consider that you
I
know
love
we
that. Yeah, it's about knowing that we are part of something bigger, realizing that we are, as you said, energy. And as energy or light beings, we are connected with everything. And the more that we connect with knowing that we are connected, the easier it is to realize that there is something bigger. And I think that one of the tools that really supports to do this is, again, going back to meditation, mindfulness, because then we go inside and we realize that we are more than just our bodies or our minds. And so that was beautiful. Thank you, Jess.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love talking to you. I have to say that um well, nature is an awesome teacher as well. I work with flowers, you know, in the form of essential oils, as I mentioned before. And I always say the same example, right? When we look at a flower, the rose is not quiet, you know, and observing. And then when a person comes, releases the smell so you can enjoy it. Nature lives in abundance all the time, so the rose is going to open whenever she's ready, you know, wow, and she is going to be giving the aroma to every person that is ready to pass by. And if you don't pass by, it's okay, because she's going to release that that marvelous aroma for just, you know, the mosquitoes, whatever it is, right? So I always say the same, like, let's learn from the flowers. Just use your power, use your skills, your abilities, and give them away. You are here to use them. And many times we don't understand that, and we're waiting for a person to be watching us or to ask us. And I don't think so. I think that we're here to give. This is the real name of the game. So just give, give, give. And at some point, because I do believe that we have a perfect system created, it will come back. So if you give, don't be afraid, you know, you will have as well, because this is how it works. So, just connect with whatever your gifts are. And I know, yeah, that you are also very generous, because that will connect you with life, connect you with your purpose, connect you with the reason you are here in this world, that is pretty much to serve, you know, with whatever the skills that you have.
It's by giving that we receive, they say.
Totally.
Definitely. I love that. And so I wanted to see if we have covered a bit or most of the things um, to support people with their immune system naturally. We have meditations, we have mindfulness practices, exercise, sleep, water intake, diet, definitely. Then we have our thoughts, our mind, then we have our emotions. And then in order to support all these, there are some additional things that come from nature. And you mentioned lemon oil, essential oil, because it helps alkalinize the body, detox the body with our immune system. I don't know if we mentioned tips. I love this one. I use it every night.
I didn't because, it was like a broad subject today. So
Yeah,
I do need hours to talk about all the oils, Christina. But
definitely.
yes, thieves oil is a very important oil in my life. This is how I got in this world. I smelled it the first time a few years ago and I thought, wow, I don't know what that is, but I
Smells
want
like
it.
Christmas.
Totally. And I put it underneath my daughter's feet. That by that time she was like 5 years old, and she was feeling a little bit under the weather. And all of a sudden she felt great. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is like magic, right? So I started learning about it. And yes, this is a blend that can boost our immune system. We talked about the lemon essential oil in your water. Just use it every day, all the time. It's
The
great.
other one that you said, and I love that you said that it's a way to make fun, water more fun, water drinking
Uh-huh.
more fun. Orange essential oil.
Orange, lime,
Yes,
tangerine,
absolutely.
grapefruit, all the citrus oils, you can put them in your water and it will make like natural lemonades and will have some side effects that are good side effects because all the citrus oils are happy oils. This is how we call them. So when you diffuse them or you ingest them, these oils will help you to stay positive, to stay creative, to connect with this fun part of life.
When you
And
smell them, also,
mhm,
right? Yeah.
yes. So just do the work, just put one drop in your water, and at the same time, you can put some oil, over in the palm of your hand and smell it, or put it in the diffuser. It's a great way to start your day. And
I
then,
can, sorry that I go back to this thieves. I have testimonials of people who have had the flu for a week, and now that they've started using thieves essential oil, it just lasts 3 days. For me, it's more that I start having symptoms. I wear thieves under the sole of the feet, and then the next day I'm not no longer, or the flu doesn't really affect me. I don't really get the flu.
mhm.
It's very mild. And then oregano oil, I don't know. I want to mention it because right now lots of people, or I've heard a lot of people who have, because of the situation, I deal a lot and I support a lot with a program that has to do with emotional eating. And so most people, I realize that during this pandemic are going to, are feeling a void or this stress and all this anxiety with food. And that's mainly sweet food, sugar. And the increase in sugar right now is not good, going back to the immune system, because it lowers our defenses. So
Mhm.
oregano essential oil is really good because it helps with candida, cleanse the candida as well as thieves. So just so that you know that there are all these ways that we can at least support a bit if we already ate and are suffering and having this craving for sweet foods, you can balance it a bit and cleanse your body from all the sugar, because that's very much what is affecting people also, in addition to all this. It's the food and the sugar.
Yes, oregano is amazing. You can also ingest it because it's a very powerful oil. You might not feel very comfortable ingesting it directly. So this is a peel of the inner defense that I told you about. So these are already made, but you can buy the vegetable capsules and then you can make them yourself. So it's a good idea to put maybe one drop of oregano oil, one drop of lemon, even frankincense. Where's my frankincense? Frankincense is, oh my God, this is like an amazing oil physically, emotionally, spiritual. I mean, it will help you with, any level of your being. And you can put it also in that capsule and have it. So if you cannot buy this one, depending on the market that you are, you might not find it. Create it your own. We are in this era of creativity, so do it on your own.
I love what you said, because oregano oil is a bit too strong. Yeah.
Yes. and eat something before you have a capsule like that,
And
because
drink something like right after, because the taste is a bit, but it's really good. I love it. And you also mentioned something about some supplements for cortisol increase, because right now one of the biggest things that is affecting our immune system is this cortisol um, increase because of the stress and everything.
yes, these are also like herbal supplements that you can ingest. I like everything is natural because I'm not afraid of, having it, and it will help you with, these moments where your mind cannot stop, and we already know that the levels of cortisol are high levels of cortisol are linked, to so many diseases. So we need to cut that. And of course, just having a pill will be the perfect solution. This is what why you and I are in this world, trying, to work with people in this awareness of understanding that we don't have magic pills and we don't want them. We want people, to be conscious of the decisions they are making. And I'm not trying to say that this is going to fix everything, but it's a help for this transition that we are dealing with right now. And there's nothing wrong with having some help. There's nothing wrong with going to have some therapy, to see a psychologist or a coach. There's nothing wrong with having something natural that is going, at least to my eyes, right? That is going to help you release that cortisol, and it's going to help you rest at nighttime, etc., etc. So yes, this is another
Excellent.
friend. I love friends. These are my friends. They are with me. I take them wherever I go.
I love it. Okay, thank you so much, Jess. How can people connect with you? I know that you have a lot of content. You are sharing a lot of information.
Yes, so my full name is Jezebel Rabanita Boo. I am in social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube by that name. My website is also Jez Rabanita Boo. Maybe you can put it in the comments later. And I I am just so thankful that we were here, just having this sweet, friendly conversation, and I hope that we can help inspire someone. I met Christina a few years ago. She has helped me at some points in my life and my career. I did some coaching sessions with her, and I love the way that you work, Christina. So I highly encourage people to reach out to Christina if they are trying to go to the next step with any situation in your life, because she will take care of you, as she's been saying, from a holistic way, very, very. I was going to say, like, not intrusive, nothing that you cannot deal with. Very comfortable for every person. This is how I felt. That was the word that I was looking for. I felt very comfortable with the way that you were working with me. So thank you again. And
Thank you, Jess.
people,
My pleasure.
if you need some help, you have a great professional here.
Thank you, Jess. My pleasure. And I'm so happy that you've been here with us, sharing a lot of inspiration and support. Jess is amazing. She knows a lot about essential oils, neuroscience. I know that she's passionate about this subject. So if you have any questions, leave any questions for me or Jess in the comments. If you want some of these amazing products, also contact either one of us. We're going to leave our contact information below. Jess has a lot of content, and she really is passionate for this and about all that these amazing gifts of nature give to us, and can support us in so many ways and levels. So I'm very thankful, very grateful to have had you here today, Jess. Thank you so much again.
Same. My pleasure as well, Christina. You have a great day.
Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you in next week. And leave any comments, please, so we can support you. Bye.
Goodbye.